Hello, I'm Kendra, and here at HappenstancePlace, life is homemade. That definitely applies when it comes to our birthday and holiday celebrations. So for birthdays around here, the birthday person gets to pick all 3 meals they want that day. And one year, a few years ago, my husband didn't pick what he wanted for breakfast. So I got smart and I made him an oatmeal cake, which is one of our family's favorite recipes, for his breakfast, because you know, oatmeal. And yeah, the kids have kind of picked up on that, and so tomorrow my daughter is turning 8. So she has asked for an oatmeal cake for her breakfast, so it is now almost 1:15 in the morning, and I'm about to make oatmeal cake. Thought I would share it with you. So basically what we're gonna start is taking 1.25 cups of boiling water. I'm gonna go throw this in the microwave, and we're going to pour it over 1 cup of oatmeal in a pan, and we're gonna let it just stand for 20 minutes while we do everything else. So I'm gonna go and make that happen. That's gonna hang out. We are going to mix 1 cup of brown sugar. So I don't knock it over, because I know myself. We're gonna mix 1 cup of white sugar in with this. I store my sugar down here in some rolling bins. And I like to actually just keep a cup measure right in my sugar. Throw that in there. Slide it back. 1/2 cup of margarine. So we've got 2 sticks. I'm just gonna go ahead and break them up just a little to make it a little easier on the KitchenAid. That the whole stick is actually 1/2 cup. Right there on the side. I was thinking that had a lot of butter in it. It's that I need 2 sticks because I'm gonna use part of this to make my frosting. That's why I was thinking I need to get 2 sticks out. So 1/2 cup is in there. We're gonna add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I just keep my salt on my counter all the time this way. And 2 eggs. 1 egg. 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of flour. Before I add my flour in, I'm gonna go ahead and pour my water on my oats. And the bowl's hotter than I expected, so we're just gonna use a towel to retrieve it from the oats. Okay. And basically, it's just gonna hydrate the oatmeal a little. It says 20 minutes. It's really not an exact science, just enough for those to get soft-ish. Okay, now 1.5 cups of flour is gonna get added to this mix. Again, we keep our flour in a rolling bin. But we are almost out of what's in the bin. So, switch to a new bag that I haven't unloaded yet. And I need another 1/2 cup. And lastly, we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which I have out over here. Steal the spoon. And a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm also gonna go ahead and start preheating my oven at this point. We preheat it to 350. And I'm going to mix all of this with my KitchenAid and I'll meet you back here to show you the next step. At this point, the batter is really like dry, like it's like cookie dough right now. But when we add in the oatmeal, it will add a bunch of moisture. Because all the moisture that's in here right now is those 2 eggs and then whatever was provided by the butter kind of as it creams. But the oatmeal will add a lot of liquid and moisture to this, which we will see in just a minute. I'm gonna let the oatmeal sit for just a few more minutes and then we'll go ahead and add it. Okay, so our oatmeal has clearly absorbed all of the water. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pour that into the mixer and mix it all together. See, it is a wetter batter. Still a little on the thick side, but that is part of what makes it delicious. This is a filling cake. And we like to, after this cake is done, we're gonna let it cool. And then I'm gonna top it with a quick coconut icing. Now on the card for this, my mom wrote out the recipe, which came from my grandma, my paternal grandma. You make a boiled icing that involves like evaporated milk and all that. Like basically exactly what you would put on a German chocolate cake. So I prefer to use the icing that does not have a lot of dairy in it, in large part because then I can leave the cake out on the counter just covered and not worry about it spoiling in any way. Not that it lasts a long time, but that's just my preferred way to store it as opposed to putting it in the fridge. And I feel like if it has the dairy in the icing that I really need to store it refrigerated. So we're just going to put the batter into a 9x13 pan. I prefer to cook this cake in a metal pan. I have done it in glass and in a white, like a Corningware pan. My mom has one of the giant ones, which we'll actually call the double recipe of this cake. It cooks just fine. But the clear glass ones, I have not had really great results. Now we are gonna test this out. I have not made oatmeal cake since we got the new oven. So it has been a very, very long time since I've made this on a gas range. I'm so excited. So we're gonna test it out to see how long it's gonna need to cook. I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this out. It does need a little bit of help because it's pretty thick, you know, because it's got all that oatmeal in it. Okie dokie. That is all spread. Just wipe off the majority. Of course, making sure to leave just enough to lift the spatula, right? Because that is very important. Okay. Now I'm gonna stick it in my preheated oven. It's heated at 350. The directions say to cook it for 35 minutes or till it's done. This cake can take forever. I've had it take upwards of 50 minutes to cook. Now that was in an electric oven and, you know, all sorts of things. And, you know, because with baking, sometimes the weather has a lot to do with it, especially the humidity in Kansas is all over the place. So deciding on times is always a little weird. So I'm gonna start and check it at 30 minutes to see where we're at, and I will let you know how long it ultimately took me this time. But that is it. This is gonna go in the oven, then it's gonna come out, we're gonna cool it, and then we will make some icing. So here we are, the cake is done. It took 45 minutes. It's still just a little bit soft, but you can see the edges have started to get a little bit dry and more brown. And I also stuck a knife in the center and it came out fairly clean. Now because there is oatmeal in there, you might get a little bit of gumminess to what you pull out, but you don't want to overcook it. So this is what it should look like. And like I said, it took me 45 minutes. I started checking at 30, I put it in for another 10, checked it again, it wasn't quite done, cooked it another 5, and now I'm gonna call it good. So we're just gonna let this cool, and once it's cooled down, probably, I don't know, we'll see if I do it before I go to bed. There's a good chance I won't put the icing on it till the morning to let it cool all the way through. decided that it would be best if I just went ahead and made my icing tonight. What we're going to be making is like a boiled coconut icing, I guess. I am very loosey-goosey when it comes to this particular recipe. I'm just gonna take about a half a stick of butter, and I'm going to, we really like a lot of this particular topping, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put a whole stick of butter into my pot. I'm going to light that right there. And we're going to let this butter melt. We're going to add to it approximately 1 cup of brown sugar. I usually just kind of go with whatever is the ending of my bag. If it's, you know, looks close. This is all very guesstimated when it comes to this. And I just stir that up. I'm gonna stir it up till my butter all melts. If as my butter's melting, if I just don't feel like it's turning out to be kind of a thick, gooey substance, if it seems too buttery, I will go ahead and add some more sugar. So keep just kind of stirring that. That butter's starting to melt down. Once our butter melts, we are going to add sweetened coconut flakes. And I would say you add about a cup of coconut, but sometimes I add probably a little bit more. I just try and add it till it looks like it's a good consistency. Because you want it to kind of be a sweet, sugary mess of coconut on the top of your cake. And the last thing that you want to remember to add is the vanilla. What do I always forget to add to things? Oh yeah, the vanilla. So today I'm going to remember to add the vanilla because it makes everything taste better. Okay, so my butter is just about melted in there. What you're kind of making right now is a bit of like a caramel that your coconut is going to just be suspended in and be gooey and ooey and delicious. I'm going to turn the heat off of that. I'm going to open my bag of sweetened coconut flakes. And let's see how much is in this bag. Let's see, 26. So about half the bag. Actually, it's going to be a little bit more. It's going to be more like 2/3 of the bag. Coconut. So I guess the bag on the front says that it contains approximately 5 1/4 cups. About 2/3 of the bag looks about right. So I guess that we're actually looking at for how much butter I used. Oh, that's why. I made a double batch. I forgot, sorry. Because I used that whole stick of butter instead of half a stick. But yes, that is correct. You use about 2/3 of a bag, which would be, what, a little more than 2 cups? If you can't tell, me and recipes, I just kind of do what I want. I use them more as guidelines. And we're just gonna pour in a teaspoon of vanilla. And this is super strong vanilla. We get that in bulk from our natural food co-op. And everything smells so good. So what it ends up looking like is this. So it's kind of a thick mess. I've made it when it's not quite so thick, not as much coconut, but I really do just enjoy having a bit of that thickness across the whole thing, not just having it be like buttery juice. If I was gonna do that, I could just pour butter over the top, which would in and of itself be delicious. So you're just going to spread your coconut icing all over the top. You want it to be kind of nice and even. And the sugar in here, as your icing cools, the sugar and everything everything will harden up and you'll get kind of a crunchy little delicious topping on here. My favorite part. Plus, I really enjoy this cake too, but it is accented very nicely by the coconut. So I'm just going to finish evening that out. And that looks like it's going to make my 8-year-old very, very happy for her birthday breakfast. We'll just let that cool and it'll be ready in about 6 hours when they're ready to eat. Right now it is still warm, so I'm going to leave it uncovered. But I ordinarily just cover this with some tin foil to store it. Doesn't last very long around here. But here is our finished oatmeal cake with coconut icing.